All right, here we go. All right, well, the last video I did in this group was when I first felt the benefit of the testosterone. It was about 3 weeks in to taking it. I could feel a definite physical benefit when I was working out. I felt more direct connection to the muscles. I over the past year and a half, I've done a lot more work with mind-muscle connection, so it was pretty obvious to me when all of a sudden I had an increased amount of connection to the muscles. So at that point, when I made that video, and this is the next one I've made since then, I'll put the time on 4 or 6 months, something like that. And since that point, I actually haven't seen myself in anything but a baggy shirt in the mirror. I don't look in the mirrors here when I work out, even once I did give up wearing a sweatshirt because it was taking my energy out of me. So I just had to take a break on that. But let me get this set in real quick. But one of the biggest things I've noticed is the recovery. I mean, I'm doing better with my eating. Like I said, I try to go carnivore as I can. Carnivore light is where I'm at. I'm under 100 grams of carbs a day, definitely. I try and keep it around 50, but I have trouble getting the macros right. So therefore, it makes it difficult for me to keep my energy up. And I was having to nap a lot. Now, I did take advantage of some napping because you're doing a lot more work with the muscles. They need the time. Some of the stuff I was reading and listening to, YouTube stuff, was pointing out, it was 35, not 25, was pointing out that with the increased muscle being built, especially if I'm using the aid of the testosterone to do it, that it's going to need more sleep than you're used to getting. So when my body definitely told me, hey, take a nap, I took a nap. But other than that, heck, I've actually been away a little bit. I broke my toe. One of the 35-pound plates dropped on my small toe and broke it. So it's been 2 weeks since I worked out. I'm on my second workout back. And that was right after coming off a week. A week and a half, almost 2 weeks from being sick. As I found out from when my last NyQuil bottle went out of date, I hadn't been sick since, with a cold type of thing, since sometime in 2003. So it wiped me out a little bit. But, so I believe I have, the reason I chose this shirt is because I believe I have a number of pictures that I've taken over the years when I told myself I was going to be committed to getting in better shape. Kind of proof pictures, something to reference, and then never follow through. But they're there somewhere. So I've got a couple relatively recent when I started this. So it'd be a fair reference point when it comes to the look. But a lot of it's not. I mean, some of it is the look. I mean, it's kind of why I went to the quote-unquote blind lifting, because I didn't want my heathenistic, prideful way of looking at it. I didn't want it to get in the way. Like, for example, maybe not the way you think, but I didn't want to have a really good day, hydrated right and all that, and just happen to hit it just right, look right in the mirror. And then be too satisfied with the progress. Or the other side of that be driven by it to go beyond what my normal workout was. Because for this time period, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to stick to basically the workout and eating I was doing before I did the series. That way it's a fair apples to apples representation of what the benefits are. Now, there's clearly, I don't like taking the injections. I gotta be up with you with that. I wish I could afford the creams. I don't have a significant other that I have to worry about the cream rubbing off on at night or anything like that. So therefore, it wouldn't be the typical problem that some people have. But I don't like taking the injections. So I have noticed myself having times where I'll be a day or so late with my injection. And I wish that wasn't the case, but I'm getting better with that. And hopefully, once I review this videotape, which like I said was the first time I've seen myself with this little on since I started this, hopefully it'll have had some physical benefit. I was telling one of the girls at the desk today that I was nervous because I wasn't really planning to do this today. Spoke to a young gentleman yesterday, told him I was a bit jealous of his, or envious of his courage to do it in the gym, film in the gym. I explained my reasons for always not wanting to. And he basically just pointed out what I knew. And then this morning I woke up particularly early for by not being a morning person, and got going, got my food going, which I've struggled because of some of my injuries, getting my meals started during the day. So it's one of the reasons I'm not really a morning person, because the morning is a bit of a trudge for me before I get my body started. But I was thanking God for getting me started on an early start so I could be more productive today. And all I heard in my ears was, all right, well, what time we going to the gym to film that then? And I was like, what? And heard it again. It's like, well, you think I put him there for you to talk to yesterday for no reason? You started this, said you were going to check on it. You wanted to do it to help other people on the testosterone journey, or those who might need it, those who don't know they need it, or whatever. So you're starting to feel good about the way it's working for you. You're doing this for you, or you're doing it for why you said it. Well, that kind of called me out pretty straight. So I got done eating, picked up the camera stuff, and came in. Now, if I'm a bit red, it's because I've been planning for 3 days now my tanning session, and that happened to be today. So if I'm a bit red on camera, that's why. But I'm trying to do my best to listen when I hear God talk to me. So when it feels like he's calling me out on a contradiction of mine, I'm certainly not gonna. So that's why I'm a little sporadic here. I'm kind of nervous. I was telling the lady at the desk because I'm nervous about it for all the reasons. But I tell you, I need to give a bit of a disclaimer. With all the benefit I'm feeling, and it's 100% the benefit of the testosterone replacement. Whoop, I gotta take that off. The benefit of the testosterone replacement. But the other benefit I'm definitely, or the other part of this I'm benefiting from, however you want to say it, I'm starting to breathe heavily already, is part of the thing that got me with the confidence, with the, all right, I'm going to do this at all, was my newer journey and path was learning about God and my relationship with God and Jesus. And that is for all kinds of reasons I may go into at a different time. Connected to one of my sons, to be honest with you. And kind of like it says in the movie, The Chosen, how many miracles do you need to see? Type of thing, but I'll leave it there. But so I'm benefiting from a newer path relationship towards and with God, which is undoubtedly helping me when it comes to the confidence to do certain things, the understanding of when things are difficult. Okay, let me shut this down. Let me get set up.